How's it going, everyone? Sam here from McDavid Publishing, and today I'm going to quickly show you how to rebox Everstone when you first unpack it. So I've already got some of it set up, but what we're looking at here is the insert with only the wooden components stored in the 4 separate player tray quadrants for all the player pieces. The caravan meeples can be stored in one of 2 ways. You can slide them into the sides here, as long as you're making sure to have the top of the caravan face up, or if you find it easier, you can just store the caravan on top. It's recessed deep enough where this won't mess up the rest of the storage. But once you have all of your wooden components in the 4 different slots here, you can then move on to packing in the Ignis reward tiles. You can set those in one of the slots here, and the asymmetrical player powers / setup tips can sit on the top of here. Covering that, we'll have the removable resource tray that goes in the spot above them and it snaps right down. You can leave all the resources in this tray for ease of setup, and you can pull it out for your next play. We then, for finishing the setup or reboxing over here, we have our 4 reserve mats. Those will slide and sit flush there. We can then take our 4 player aids and use those to cover the resources here. And then we'll take our 4 workshop boards and place those in the insert to cover as so. And then half of the box is stored there. We'll then group up our starting quests, our personal quests, basically all of our half cards. We got our minor relics and our reserve extensions, and those will stack to form a nice pile here. And depending on if you've sleeved the game or not, we have this storage space here for unsleeved for ease of access to. If you have sleeved your cards, you can store them on this end, but however you choose to tuck those in there is perfect. Then whichever spot you chose not to place the cards in is where you place the dice. We then come over to our last quadrant here, and then in these 2 bays, you'll place your Village A tiles. Villager A tiles will go on one side, your Villager B tiles will go in the other side. And then we have these 2 card wells where we'll be putting the rest of the standard sized cards. What we have here is our deck of relics, and our promo relics can be shuffled right in and left together. Those will slot in one side. We then have our caravan upgrades and our first player card with advanced play setup and regular game setup. That will go on top of that here. And then we have our last but not least, our starting relics. Those foiled ones can sit on the top here, where if you separate them before each play, it'll save on setup time. We then have our game board, which will slot right on top of that there. And the last 2 things we have are our solo challenge sheet and our achievements sheet, which will sit on top. And then we have our instructions, which can go on top there. And then the cover goes right on top. And so once you've got it set up for your first playthrough, if we take the cover off, you'll see down on one side it has a quick reminder of how everything gets stored in the box, so that should help you in future gameplays. Thank you for everyone who backed the campaign. I love seeing all the content that you've been posting to social media. Talk to you soon.